Listen, we'll deal with her later, but before, I want to talk to you about this protest mob. We have a very disturbing story here from Lynda, Peter, who does want to talk. Lynda and her daughter are currently being held in quarantine in Sydney. They just returned from America. Lynda travelled on an exemption to collect her daughter, who suffered alone after a terrible breakdown in a violent and turbulent marriage. I understand the daughter is suffering from diminishing mental health. Lynda herself is suffering from ongoing kidney failure, but here's the rub. Lynda's desperate to talk to someone about, quote, the horrendous treatment she's receiving in quarantine. I understand Lynda is locked in a room facing a brick wall with no access to fresh air. She and her daughter have asked for access to fresh air. She's been told to be quiet, shut up, put up with what she's got. As I understand it, she's in a very small room and she and the daughter have to share a bed. They weren't given separate beds. I know resources are stretched, but in Australia there must be certain entitlements which can't be compromised. Lynda's on the line via Skype. Lynda, good evening to you. You are an Australian taxpayer. You knew you'd have to be quarantined, but I guess you didn't think you'd be treated like this.
No, correct. Yeah, I just thought that we would be given a basic right of fresh air every day.
You were told if you wanted fresh air, you could pay $400 a night per person.
Correct. Yeah, when we arrived, they said if you want a balcony, you pay $400 a night and you could be given that.
And you came from North Dakota. There are no hotspots there and you've worn masks all the time, as was required in North Dakota. How long have you been in that room?
We've been here. We got here Saturday night, the 25th.
And you and your daughter share a bed?
Correct. Yep, we're sharing a bed. They would not give us a room with 2 beds in it.
Peter, what do you make of this?
You know, she comes back to Australia. She's an Australian. She's in quarantine in New South Wales. Yet in Victoria, we know there's nearly 4,000 people that are tested positive. We know they're positive, not might be positive. We know they're positive. They're at home, and as confirmed by the Chief Medical Officer today in Victoria, if you haven't got a back garden, you need fresh air. He says it's a human right. That's his words, not mine. You're allowed to go outside, you're allowed to go into the park, knowingly being positive with this virus, yet this woman's locked up in Sydney and can't go outside caving. It makes no sense.
Lynda, what about linen and towels and so on?
No, nothing's been changed at all. We've had no communication with anyone. If we ring for anything, we're usually just told the basics.
Okay, yeah, Lynda, I'll speak to somebody off air, so we'll be in touch with you. Try to hang in. Peter's absolutely right. The things that you're complaining about, you are entitled to, I have to say. So hang in there and we'll talk to you off air.